What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, Alon's Toxic Gamble 331. Back at it with another video. And today we are going to be doing our spoiler review of Blue Beetle. But before we get into the actual video itself, guys, if you missed the previous Toxic movie reviews I've done, be sure to check them out. And if you don't want to hear spoilers and haven't seen the Blue Beetle movie yet, I highly recommend you check it out. And if you just want my spoiler-free thoughts, I did a spoiler-free review a few days ago, so be sure to check that one out. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, we're on the road to 400 subscribers, just 97 away now. It would really help out your boy if you did subscribe. It also goes for people that have been watching my channel for a while and haven't subscribed yet. Don't forget to like the video if you do like my Toxic movie reviews. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications and notification while I upload. Also do share the video, because also my account so more people join that Toxic fan. And do feel free to comment your spoiler thoughts of Blue Beetle down below. But before we get into the review, I just gotta take a drink of water. So, in my regular review, I really dug this movie. And which surprised me. I was excited for it, but I was kind of worried at the same time. Hopefully this movie makes a lot of money, because I still love this movie, and I think this made Blue Beetle my new favorite character. So we're going to be going through the Blue Beetle movie bit by bit, as my mind could tell. If I leave out any parts that you guys are thinking of, gonna go like, hey, you forgot this part or whatever, let me know what I left out down below. Alright, but the movie opens up with the main villains at some sort of digging site or whatever, where they find the scarab, or they're searching for the scarab. And my main problems with this movie was the villains. I thought they were one-dimensional and very forgettable, and that was like the biggest part for me. Then after that happens, we get the opening title sequence with all the other what's it called? The opening credits. We get the opening credits, which I thought the opening credits were really cool. I thought it was really cool. Whenever I heard that Blue Beetle theme that they made for this movie, I got goosebumps, because I think that theme is very unique, and I haven't heard a superhero theme like that in a long time, because most movies have been superhero fatigue, aka hit or miss, and this theme was really cool. And also in the opening title sequence, it also shows the opening credits, I should say. It shows the Beatles' past in newspaper articles and stuff, and it also has this interesting thing where basically a bunch of there's more than one Beatles, and they're all different colors, and they all basically separate. And the one Beetle got electrocuted and brought to Earth, which then it brings us to nowadays, where it introduces to what's his name again? Oh my gosh, I can't. Hami. I forgot what it. I'm just gonna call him Blue Beetle, because I forgot how to pronounce his real name. So, Blue Beetle, after that opening credit scene is over, we meet all the family, which is a big part of this movie, the family aspect of the film, which I thought they explored very well. And also, you get introduced to Zolo Marijuana. I cannot speak, as Blue Beetle as well, which I thought he was very charming in this role, and also a bunch of his family members had a lot of moments to shine in this film. And basically, he's coming back from college, and they have the kind of the same motion you usually see, but they do different thing, if that makes sense. So basically, he just graduated college, came back, and his parents tell him that they're being forced out of their apartment soon. So he promises to them that he would try to make the money back so they could live there. And that's when it transitions to him, and transitions a little bit forward where he is at a gorgeous mansion. I know this is a kind of like off topic, but not really. But a gorgeous mansion at that much, and it seems as if he owns it or whatever. I originally thought it was going to be a flash forward sequence, not flash forward sequence, but a imaginary sequence, and it ended up not being that. It's just them two were working at the mansion for a rich person, so they had to scrape gum off of the bottom of a table, which was so yeah, they had to do that for the job. I'd hate to have to do that for a job. At least they would hopefully pay me well. So then they get done what they're doing. The sister basically says, I gotta go crap or whatever. No, she didn't use crap, but she went to the bathroom, and she uses the bathroom which is for the people that live there. And Javi's supposed to take guard and make sure nobody checks in there, basically. So while that's all going on, we get introduced to the character of, I forgot what her name was as well, but she is Ted Kord's daughter. And for those who do not know who Ted Kord is, Ted Kord was the second ever Blue Beetle. So he appears in here, and he doesn't. Well, he does later on in the post-credit scene, which we will eventually talk about. But it's his daughter, basically. She comes into the play and says hi to her auntie, which is the bad guy in this. And they're talking about which way their company's gonna further go, and it's called the Core Industries, if you're wondering. So, I just lost my train of thought. What the heck? I lost my train. What was I talking about? I was talking about how basically, anyways, auntie and niece are arguing back and forth, and auntie just said that basically she's a spoiled brat. Then that forced Javi, it might be Javi. I'll just call him Javi. Javi interferes, aka Blue Beetle, and he says, no, you're wrong about that. And then he basically gets fired, and then his sister comes out of the bathroom too and goes, and then they go, oh, well, hey, toilet, you're fired too. So both of them got fired and were kicked out of the building. So then eventually Ted Kord's daughter comes out as well, and of course Javi's going like, I'm sorry that happened to you, that was wrong or whatever. So she offers him a job or whatever at Core Industries, which he gladly obliges. And as soon as she leaves, his sister's going like, because she thinks that she likes, the girl likes Javi. So that was interesting. Then it flashed a day forward where he got dropped off for his job, and the family was kind of embarrassing him. That was funny, especially Uncle Randy. No, I forgot what his name was, but he yeah, they were all laughing at, we're cheering him on or whatever, and he was embarrassed. So he ends up going inside, and we all saw the scene in the trailers where basically Cord, I cannot think. Cord ended up stealing the prototype, not prototype, the actual Beetle / Scarab that was dug up at the beginning of the movie, and she gives it to him and sees him, and he's trying to talk to her or whatever. So she says, guard this with your life and do never open it. So, of course, knowing movies, he brings it back to his house, and all of his family members are wondering what it is. So they open it, and it's a beetle, of course, because Blue Beetle. And they start passing it around. Then suddenly, when it gets back in Javi's hands, it attaches to his face or whatever, in that same exact scene from the trailers as well, and has the transformation sequence, which this sequence was hilarious. This was probably the funniest scene in the whole entire movie for me, because George Lopez's character was hilarious in this scene. What he was, because after the bug stops crawling around or whatever, Javi goes like, I think it's inside of me, and then then George Lopez's character, the uncle, says it went in Spanish, it went up his gula, which gula means, you know, a $$ in Mexico. So Mexican, I think. It was something similar to that. So that line was probably the funniest line for me. Then he gets attached to the ceiling, and we get that transformation sequence, which some of the shots looked kind of iffy during that transformation sequence, but it was mostly the black ooze stuff. But for the blue stuff, I thought they did good on. And then once it eventually transformed into his actual suit, they did a great job on that as well, really well. And he ends up using the rocket boots. He gets taken away by the AI and getting lifted up into space without him getting warned. So, and this immediately brought me gave me flashbacks to the original Iron Man. It gave me those sort of vibes. Most of this movie, I would say, gives some sort of vibes for movies you've seen before, but mixes them all together, which I think is kind of cool. So then he's flying around, basically, and we saw it in the trailers as well. He's going like, get me out of here, get me out of here, you kidnapped me, and stuff, and flying around and all that. He cuts a bus in half, and then he eventually flies back home, and then once he's no longer Blue Beetle, he's naked. So they offer him a blanket or whatever to cover up, and basically he goes back into his room to change, and he realizes that the beetle's attached to him on his back, and everybody was trying to tell him, and he wouldn't listen. So he basically screams in his room, going like, ah, or whatever. So, and as soon as he came out of the room, the sister went, we tried telling you, you wouldn't listen. So yeah, and then after that happens, they're talking about what this beetle thing is or whatever. Then Javi brings up that there was this lady that gave it to him, basically, and he's going back to get her to find out what this thing is. So he gets her, and then brings her back home with dodging a few bullets, quite literally, by having people shoot at him in the truck. So yeah, I was gonna take a drink of water, guys, sorry. Then they get drove back home, and Javi used his uncle's truck. So as soon as he gets back home, it transitions to all the family members at the table except for the uncle, because the uncle was, all you heard was, oh my goodness, no, or outside, basically, where you hear stuff fall over because the truck got shot and stuff. That was funny too. Then it leads to, I keep on saying the same stuff again, over and over again, guys, sorry. So Chord's, I don't know what I should call her. Chord basically says that, yeah, it's a weapon destroying device. So they're all going, oh, a weapon destroy. I mean, a world-destroying device. What? Why wouldn't someone make that? And they talk about she talks about the history of the Beetle or whatever, or at least from what I remember. Then they, it goes. So supposedly she thinks there's a key at, back at the place with, back at Cord Industries. Then they go there, and apparently it doesn't work. Then we get into the first kerfuffle between, I don't know what the character's name is, but it was kind of the main villain girl's henchman or whatever. And them two have a good boss fight. First boss fight, I thought they did a pretty good job on it. Then Beetle eventually wins, flies back into the car, and then they take the truck back home. Or whatever, and then they try unlocking the Beetle, and apparently it's unlockable, so, yeah. Then they didn't drive back home, actually. They went to the Cord's original house, which is, of course, the original Blue Beetle's house. And they go downstairs to the Blue Beetle lair, which was really cool, by the way. I liked how they did that. And all the different type of Easter eggs you had in there for Blue Beetle fans. Then it is revealed that the Beetle cannot detach unless if the host is dead, which is a unique spin because... Well, it's not unique, but compared to the other Blue Beetle stuff I've seen, that's interesting that they went that route instead. Because, or if you remember from Batman the Brave and the Bold, episode 1, how the Beetle kind of detached from Hami. Basically, he was still alive afterwards, so it just really hurt when it went off. So, yeah, oh, what's next? Then they see a bunch of Cord helicopters going to his house. So the Beetle, Hami makes the Beetle come out again and is trying to find out how to get it out. So he does the running jump from the trailers, as well as you see he goes back to the house, which is already surrounded by all the CIA, all the FBI and stuff. So, and Beetle jumps in to save the day before his family can get killed, and not kills, but knocks out everybody. So, and then eventually, while this is happening, the bad guy that he had faced before shoots a electric sort of net to Blue Beetle, and it I don't know what it is, but it basically keeps him trapped in an electrocuted net, basically taser net. While this is all happening, his father has a heart attack, because it was mentioned earlier on in the movie that he had a previous heart attack, which when I heard that originally, I was going like, okay, they're going to do a dramatic, have the dad have a heart attack again, but I didn't think they were going to kill him. I think it was going to be thought it was going to be a close call, and they killed him. And Beetle ended up getting taken away to a core site that nobody knows where it is. So the dad dies, and the family says, okay, we got to go save Hami or whatever. So they go back to the place where Uncle Rennie and Hami both went before. So they take all the Blue Beetle gear and go attempt to save Hami, and they are the villains are what's the word for taking out blood? I'm tired, guys. I don't know what the word is. They're draining the the Beetle from Hami, basically, and to get the Blue Beetle powers attached to the other guy, which I don't know what his name is. Sorry if I don't know what the big brute guy's name is, but while that's happening, also Hami's going in and out of consciousness, where he gets a vision where his dad is dead, and he finds out his dad's dead, and the dad says, no, it's not your time to go yet, because he's on the brink of death. So he says, all right, and then he mends with the Beetle and escapes by himself. So, well, and he escapes the hooks and everything. Then there was this guy in there. Well, it already uploaded 100% to the Big Brute dude. I'm gonna call him Big Brute dude because I don't know what the character's name is. I think it starts with a C. I don't know what his name is. But it uploads 100% to him while he's transforming. He's trying to escape the door, and one of the scientists let him go and closes the door and says, go, or whatever. And this was one of the most shocking moments of the film. I expected him to die, but I didn't expect how brutal it was, because he got killed by the mech suit dude, the big mega mech suit dude, and get blood splatters over the window. And I was like, dang, I didn't expect it to be that brutal. So he's running for his life from the mecha dude, and also his Beetle suit has to recharge, so he just has to run most of the time. And during this time, the sister and the Cord's daughter trying to find him and trying to get him back, and don't know that he escaped yet, so they end up having a collision where they get separated. So basically Blue Beetle comes to save the day and knocks out some of them. Well, Nana knocks out some of them, so because she has a machine gun or a past or something like that. I thought that was interesting. Then he saves both of them. He realizes that the girl is in a helicopter, and he realizes as well he has to stop the Mecha Suit guy. So Mega Suit guy and Blue Beetle have one more fight. It is a CGI heavy battle, which it wasn't as bad as Secret Invasion or Moon Knight, probably. I don't think it was as bad. I think it was a solid fight, because Marvel CGI fights is different. DC is different. I don't know how to explain it, but at least it's more fits, you know. Yeah, hang on, guys. Hang on, I gotta let my dog in. Sorry, I was just letting my dog in because thundering and lightning. So, Blue Beetle wins and spares the dude's life, and the Beetle suit is going, hey, let me show you some of his memories or whatever before you kill him. And it was revealed that basically his mom, the mecha suit guy's mom, died by a cord missile. And he got taken by the main girl, chick villain or whatever. So he goes like, no, you're not the bad guy or whatever. So he eventually finds what's her name and decides to kill her and himself. So he explodes and kills them both. And Blue Beetle escapes, and everybody cries and mourns the death of the father. So, and then it transitions to a normal day where the Cord's daughter, the second Blue Beetle's daughter, takes over And Core Industries, and basically gives them their houses back. And, you know, it has that scene where, "Will I ever see you again?" Blue Beetle says. And then she says, "Yeah, soon. And then they kiss or whatever. Which I feel like, I think it's cute, but I don't know why, but I don't know how old the per character is supposed to be. I don't know if they're supposed to be the same age or not, but they seem a little bit older than each other. Just saying. So it ends with them shooting up into the air and him taking her for a ride with the Blue Beetle suit. So then, post-credits. So, first post-credit is definitely important. Second one's not so important. If you're a Latino family, probably you'll get the joke at the end. But the first one is important, maybe to the future sequels, if this does well, where Ted Kord is alive, which many people thought he was dead in the movie, so he's alive. And, it says he is alive, or he's going like, "I am alive," or whatever. And it's very hard to see, so he's on the TV saying that. Then, the other one is just I don't know what the specific show's called, but it's, a tribute to a show that most Latino families watched. I don't know what it's called, but it was just for laughs. So overall, I think I recapped everything. Sorry if I said the same exact words a lot. I just don't know. Spoiler reviews are hard to recap. I think Flash was different because that, I don't know. I don't know why, but yeah, this was a very solid DC movie, and I'm happy with it. So, if you want my toxic meter score, it's a toxic goodness B+. If you want my an actual toxic meter form, check out the spoiler-free review. But with that being said, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this toxic movie review. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, we're on the road to 400 subscribers. Just 97 away now. I really help out your boy if you did subscribe. That also goes for people that haven't watched my channel for a while and haven't subscribed yet. Don't forget to like the video if you do like my toxic movie reviews. Don't forget to ring the bell for all notifications. Send me notification when I upload. Also, do share the video because also me out. I can have some more people join that toxic fan. And do feel free to comment your spoiler thoughts of Blue Beetle down below. Well, with that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next one, everybody.